Hey guys, so I know I haven't done this for quite some time. It's just been a really busy past few months, doing other things and even even watching and studying and spending a lot of time doing the cryptocurrency market has taken a lot of the time that I would have spent making videos. But we're back once again. I want to talk about specific stocks in the Philippines, and rightly so. No, if you've watched some of the videos that I created over the past few weeks, we've seen bits and pieces of signals that the market has been reversing, and primarily so we've seen it because of foreigners start buying back into our markets. And that being said, I just want to note that we closed Friday at 6,907, slightly up at 0.47%, and the value turnover for the PSEI was 5.43. So 5.43 billion is higher than the previous weeks where we were just around 3 or 4 billion pesos, but it's lower than the higher amounts of value turnover when we saw the market start to pump up a couple of days back. We were getting 7, 8, 9 billion, but this is still we are still at a much better place already than where we were a couple of weeks back. And that being said, I think no, there are a couple of reasons why it's relevant. Mainly because we're seeing more and more people getting vaccinated. We're seeing the lockdown start to open up a bit, and above and beyond that, I really believe that we're starting to deal with this virus, that above and beyond being more careful, putting more safeguards there, having more places where people can actually stay, the virus cases are also starting to get lower, which is very positive and will have a very good impact in our economy as well. And rightly so, it's reflecting also in the charts. So I want to talk about the Philippine Stock Exchange Index. I want to talk about Globe. I want to talk about Converge. I want to talk about Ali. I want to try ACEN, BDO, MEG, AC, JFC, DITO, RRHI, and MPI. So we're gonna go through that. And if you guys, if you guys are enjoying and liking videos like this that I haven't done for quite some time, feel free to put it in the comment section below. But again, if you're joining me for the first time, please do note that whatever's talked about here, never ever buy, sell, hold, or avoid a stock just because I talk about it here in YouTube. It's your money, it's your responsibility. Never ever buy just because you hear someone talk about it. You have to do the deep dives on your own. You have to study. What you have here in this video are for informational purposes only, not really financial advice. So please take the time to analyze the stocks also on your own. So, anyways, looking at the PSEI, it's quite clear also right here that it's forming a resistance at the 6947 mark, as evidenced by the last three trading days that we have here. Please do note also that we've seen it pump twice already. One was around this area, which was around May 26, 2021, which allowed it to break past the 20-day moving average. And also, it coincided with a cross up from the MACD. Then you have another pump up right here, which allowed it to break the 20, the 50 and 200-day moving average. Then the last pump that we had was around June 2, 2021, where we broke past the 100-day moving average. So right now we're actually seeing it consolidate with the short-term support somewhere around here, at this level, which is around the 6841 mark. So if you'll peg a short-term support level, you have 6841 as your support, and then you have a resistance at the 6947 for the short term. Breakout from the 6947 mark, your next possible resistance right now is at 7,086. Right after that, it's 7333. While all of this is going on, MACD is already showing us a more bullish stance with it going and crossing above the zero line level. So that's where we are from a Philippine Stock Exchange standpoint. Next, I want to talk about Globe because it had the largest value turnover last Friday. Value turnover was around 345 million pesos. It closed at 1,841 with a slight change of 1.15%. So and please do remember, for those who have been following my dividend stock videos, I'm a big fan of dividend stocks, and one of those stocks that I've been holding, accumulating, that has been giving me dividends is Globe Telecom. But from a technical analysis standpoint and comparing it from the index in general, no, the index is already above the 200-day moving average, while Globe right now is still below the 200-day moving average. The resistance that we could at least peg right now, no, to at least simulate that it's actually trying to reverse is I really believe a breakout from this level, the 1987 mark, as a true reversal from the downward push that we've actually seen. Drawing a short-term support and resistance, these are the possible ranges right now. Since May this year, it has started to consolidate with a support at 1792 and a resistance at 1868. Should it break out from 1868, possible resistances are 1918, then saka pa lang tayo magcha-challenge ng 1986 na 200-day moving average. Failure to break the 186 mark, we may just see it continually consolidate still at the 1792 level. Comparing it to the PSEI, it still hasn't reversed. It still hasn't gone above, even from a MACD perspective, the 200, the zero line crossing from MACD. So that's where we are interlacing the moving averages, though. So the 1918 moving up, the 1918 resistance level is almost at the same area as the 100-day moving average. And right now, what's blocking the stock of Globe from going higher is the 50-day moving average. But looking at it from this perspective, I really believe that the resistance is at 1868, the support is at 1792, and it's currently consolidating right now. Next off, we have Converge. Converge closed at 200 with 277 277 billion in terms of value turnover. It had the second largest in terms of value turnover, and this is a very very good example of a stock that's moving in stride into an uptrend. So from the stocks that listed last year, what's so interesting is Converge and A-REIT are moving in steady uptrend. So as you can see it also from this perspective, after it broke out from this resistance level right here, the 16.75, which happened somewhere late January, it has continued its push up. For those who attended our Stock Smart sessions, as you can see now, it's easily identifiable that this looks like this was an ascending triangle, and as it broke past that with a large green candle, while it was above zero already, and then it was above the 20 and 50-day moving average, it formed and broke out from that ascending triangle. After that particular move, it has not broken below the zero line cross for MACD. Please do note that that's a very, very strong bullish indicator still, and as supported by this particular upward push. So we are actually seeing Converge right now breaking past its closing closing past its all-time high already. Current support level right now is at 20.37. So I repeat, because of the breakout that we had last Friday, as long as it stays above the 20.37 mark, I really believe that this upward push will mainly still continue. So everything is predicated right now on the 20.37 mark for Converge holding its ground. Next, let's talk about Ali, which closed at 38.30. Um, Value turnovers at 271 million. So comment below, guys, if you're learning, if you miss sessions like this. I just have to drink. Yun lang yung pitfall when I do videos like this. I really take the time to also drink. That's why I haven't done a lot also, because this is quite tiring a bit to do it na straight and edited of sorts. So anyway, so for Ali, closed up 1.59% value turnovers at 271 million pesos. Now, for Ali, this is how it actually looks. As you can see right here, it's also starting to consolidate. It's also building a resistance right now at the 38.75 mark. But as compared to Globe, Ali has already broken past the 200, the 50, 100, and 200-day moving average, and even MACD is above the zero line cross. If it breaks out from the 38.75 level, then it could push higher to the 42 peso mark. What's so interesting though about this is that it's consolidating, but it's consolidating in its highs, and it's just for continually showing us more evidence, no, that it, it it's pushing up and building higher highs and higher lows, which is also a depiction of how uptrends generally look like. So please take note of this. If it does not break out of the 38.75 mark, if there's any hesitation from it to go up over the next few days, it's mainly because it's very, very close already to the resistance level. And should it fail to break out from the 38.75 mark, The possible range, the possible consolidatory level will be resistance 38.75, support 36.19. And similar to the Philippine Stock Exchange Index, we're actually seeing Ali reverse also as of this point in time. Next, I want to talk about ACEN, but for those who want to join us for our technical analysis session, technical analysis class, we're doing this July for 2 weekends, Saturday and Sunday. It's a deep dive on all of the concepts that I'm talking about here, from candlesticks to moving averages Bollinger Bands to parabolic SAR to trend lines to Fibonacci analysis and so much more. So we're gonna have a whole 2 weekends of that. It will be 4 half days. That's where we're gonna talk about all of these concepts. And if you want to join us, you want to learn how to use technical analysis for the stock market, for the crypto market, and even US stocks, join us. I'll put the links in the description below, which I hope adds tremendous value to you as you start to continually learn and do deep dives on how you can trade the markets with confidence. So next, I want to talk about ACEN. ACEN closed at 7.87, which is at least no from for those who have been following my investing videos for Philippine stocks, ACEN has been one of my favorites in terms of where they're headed over the next few years. I like companies that are into renewable energy, and I like what ACEN has been doing in terms of wind and also solar. So, ACEN is up slightly up at 0.90%, 0.9%. But if you look at it here also, it's still following its sideways path right now. So ACEN is currently at the resistance. Again, should there be any hesitation for it to continually push up, it's mainly because it's still at the resistance, which it has been at that it has been at this range since December 2020. So we are seeing a 7 month consolidatory period for ACEN. If there's one thing going for it though, is that MACD is already above zero. It's also above the 20, 50, and 100-day moving average, which is a good, at least bullish signal for the stock. So I think one thing that we need to really look out for over the next few days is that, does it have the legs to break out from the 7.94 mark? Because if it does, then using at least a channel range principle, we could actually see it go to 9 point, or somewhere around 9.5, 9.6 level, just by using the channel range principle. That being said, also that that being said, also failure to break out of this particular resistance at 7.94, we may see a retracement somewhere around here to 7.3, and if that does not hold, a possible retracement to 6.6 is also possible. But please do note, it has been sideways, it has been consolidating already over the past 7 months. So that's it for ACEN. Let's talk about BDO. I hope you guys are enjoying this. I haven't really done this also for quite some time. BDO, if you look at it, same thing. From the last time, when I was doing a lot of this on a daily basis, it really hasn't changed much. The entire consolidatory level for BDO since March 2020. So we're looking at it from over 16 months already. BDO is still, as of this point in time, consolidating in this range. Main support level is 84.47. Main resistance level is still at the 115 mark. If you draw a downward trending slope here, which it started since the end of December 2020, it has already broken past it. So I think that it could give this stock legs to continually push right here. If the upward trend would continue to follow. As you can see, also it's having a bit of hesitation at the 110 mark, pretty much predicated by resistances from here, here, and here. And we've already seen 3 days of it trying to having a hard time to push above that level. But if you look at all of the moving averages, BDO right now is relatively bullish. If you look at the MACD, it's also above the zero line cross, denoting a more bullish change in momentum. BDO closed at 109.6. Value turnover is 187, so it's relatively close also to the 115 peso resistance level, and it's also close to the 110 peso resistance level. Anyways, let's move to property development. Megaworld, which does condos, buildings, commercial centers, and also malls, and property development in general, which, in my opinion, have been the most hit, has seen some upward moves over the past days. But as you can see right here, it's still following its downward trajectory. So a couple of things must happen for Megaworld to actually have at least some upward movement, at least larger strides similar to what's happening to Ali, it must break out from this downward trending slope that I plotted here. And in my opinion, it must break past this particular price point around the 3.5 mark for it to have a full reversal. If there are some bright sides to at least Megaworld is that from a MACD perspective, it's above the zero line cross already, which from looking at it from a trend standpoint is a it's it's plus points for it looking at it from a more bullish perspective. But I would like clear clarification. I would like bigger confirmation that it has fully reversed from a trend perspective, and I would like for it to break out from this downward trending slope, and I would like for it also to break out from this 3.443 resistance level, which is where the 100 and 200 day moving average are all coinciding. But for those who bought it from the time that it hit this lowest point at 2.6, it's currently up already around 23.4%. So for those investors who have a very, very long time frame that picked it up, kudos to you. You're up 23 plus percent already. Anyways, let's look at Ayala Corp, which is one of the largest and, in my opinion, one of the best conglomerates here in the Philippines. It's moving almost in the same fashion as the index. It's continually bouncing also. It has broken out already of 20, 50, 100, 200 day moving averages. It's building its higher highs and higher lows. MACD is also currently bullish right now. In my opinion, as long as it stays above the 766 200 day moving average, and as long as this uh, if you plot support and resistances right here, as long as these ranges will continually hold, we could possibly see AC continually push to the 865 mark. But please watch out for it right now. It's currently below the 817 level. I really want to see it go above this for it to actually move and attack this particular range. So if it moves above the 818 level, the next possible narrative or range where we could see AC go is 818 support, 865 resistance. But if this reinforces itself that it's really a resistance level, then a possible narrative for a correction to the 761 mark is also possible. Looking at the RSI, it's already hovering close also to overbought levels. So next one, let's look at Jollibee. So for Jollibee, which I have been tracking what Jollibee has been doing. No, as you know, also from a Philippine standpoint, dine-in fast food chains and restaurants have been the most hit, and it's been pretty evident on what Jollibee's style has been. Two things: they have been diversifying abroad. As you can see, they've been opening a lot of Jollibee stores in Europe right now, and even in North America, which because other countries outside the Philippines have been opening faster, which I think that's why I think they're also pivoting to those particular countries as well, and they've been spending a lot of time and effort building their e-commerce platform and driving a lot of attention for people to just order online. That being said, Jollibee has bounced off the 167 support level, broken past the 220, 50, 100 day moving averages, broken past the 188 resistance level, and right now it has broken past the 200 day 200 peso resistance. That being said, if it continues to stay at the 200 day level and holds that level, and it solidifies its area support, then the range that we are looking at for Jollibee right now is 200 peso support, 211 resistance right now. And while all of that is happening though, we're seeing a larger sense that Jollibee is reversing. We're seeing a larger sense that from a downtrend, we're seeing it start to continually push up. And as of this moment, while all of this is happening, it's currently above the 20, 50, and 100 day moving average. And if you zoom out right now, what's interesting to see if it breaks past the 210 mark, then now it has a chance to at least fight and attack the 234 level, which was a resistance of Jollibee somewhere around November 2019. So it will try to somehow revisit a resistance that has been there for around 18 months now. So very, very interesting. I'd like to see how Jollibee would also progress. And it's just nice to see, that there's a lot of movement upward also for Philippine stocks, because at the end of the day, we really want our country still to do better. We really want more and more Filipinos also gain the proper knowledge of trading and investing in the markets. Now, I want to talk about Dito. There has been still a lot of requests for Dito. So this is how it looks like. It's currently consolidating. If you notice it right here, somewhere around March when it started to open, it has mainly consolidated from that particular time. Main support right now is 7.42. Main resistance is, you can peg it at 10.53 and 11.38. If you'll allow me to zoom in, it's pretty much consolidating even for the short term. Please do watch out for these two resistances, because if it does not break past these two resistances, then the narrative for Dito is it will still move sideways. The narrative for Dito is maybe we won't really see any actions yet. Please do note that they will be releasing earnings somewhere around August, which is around 2 months from now, which is important in my opinion, because we get to actually see how they are performing for the second quarter of 2021. This is where we get to see also if they are delivering in terms of, are people actually getting SIM cards, are people shifting from Globe Smart all the way back to Dito. But right now, Dito is still currently consolidating, and we have to wait and see whether it breaks out to see if we have upward momentum for the stock or not. But if it doesn't, just treat it as a normal stock that's sideways. I think, no, for those who want to trade it, I think the range is quite thin for me. And better wait for either movement upward or downward before making more decisions on what you're supposed to do with the stock. Last two stocks I want to talk about, RRHI. So this is how RRHI looks like. If you look at it and you'll allow me to zoom out, it's still, it was in a downward trending slope, but while this is all happening, it's still below the 200-day moving average, still below the 100-day moving average, and it tried to break out of the 53.25 resistance level, which it did. But right after that, a barrage of selling happened, and right now it's below the 50-day moving average as well, and it's hanging by a thread to the 20-day moving average. So if it falls below that, then mainly we could possibly see it go back to this downward trending slope, or it could possibly move, no, in this particular range where you have the 53.25, you have the 53.25 level as a resistance, and it could possibly just consolidate here. 48.6 support, 53.25 resistance. But if it goes back, then probably, if it does this, breaks out from the 53.25 mark, then there might be bigger legs for it to actually reverse. But again, no reversal is imminent until it breaks past the 60.81 mark. Lastly, I want to talk about MPI. By the way, if you guys have other requests on stocks that you want me to analyze, feel free to DM me in Instagram or in Patreon, or put it in the comment section below. And if you guys want more of this, uh, just comment below. I want more, and I'll try to find time to do it. It's just that cryptos now have been so fascinating lately, even in spite of the drop. And the drop has given me a lot of time to accumulate more at certain coins that I really like, that it allows me to further build the base. I guess one of the differences that I've been seeing for crypto is that since it's so early and not everyone's into it yet, uh, it allows you, when there's a lot of volatility, to be able to position well. Anyways, I'm getting away from the topic already, but MPI right now is at the 4.14 resistance. Failure to break past that, it may just come back here right now. So, as you can see, after the breakdown of MPI last February 2021, it has just continually moved sideways. 3.6 is your support, 4.14 is your resistance level. So I repeat, should MPI not push up over the next few days, there's nothing wrong with it, mainly because it's at the 4.14 resistance mark. But if it breaks past that, then you could see it move to another range. 4.14 will transition to be the next support level, and 4.5 will be the next resistance level. Right now, though, MACD is bullish. 20, 50, 100-day moving averages also are all bullish. So, my opinion, all eyes on 4.14. What happens to that will determine its move right here, or if it does a downward push and we see it consolidate from the 3.6 and 4.14 level over the short term. So there, we talked about the PSEI, Globe, Converge, Ali, ACEN, BDO, MEG, AC, JFC, DITO, RRHI, MPI. If you guys have any stocks for US markets, feel free to put it in the comment section below. Or if you guys want to do this also for cryptocurrencies, please do let me know. It's just fun to do this. It's just that uh, medyo it takes a lot of time also, and I'm trying to balance stuff off right now. And kung napansin nyo that I would do 2+ videos a day, but um, there there's been a lot of changes for me in 2021 that there are certain things that I used to do in 2020 that I didn't do. I'm not doing now, and there are certain things that I'm doing now that I didn't do in 2020 as well. So yun lang. But definitely, I'll still be building content as much as I can. I'll still be adding value to you as much as I can, because at the end of the day, it's all about helping people. It's all about bringing you guys closer and closer to have the right information, because if you have the right information, I really believe that it will allow you to make the right decisions as well. So if you're new to this, my name is Marvin Gurmo. I'm a stock market trader and investor, and I make daily videos about investing. So if you guys want, aside from learning more about my technical analysis class, which is happening in July, I have books that I've written, which are in the description below. If you want to get them, they're available in both Shopee, Lazada, and even national bookstores. And right now, no, I've been, aside from Philippine stocks, I've been dabbling in US stocks and the cryptocurrency market. If you want to trade them, we have brokerages that you can try below. A lot of them you can use now for less than 5,000 pesos, 500 pesos, which doesn't take a lot of money for you to actually start. A lot of them you don't actually need free, you don't need money to be able to open an account. You can open them and then you can fund them when you have already either the funds or you have the confidence to start. Even right now, no, I'm trying to figure out Forex. Check out the link below for XM. They give $30 for free. And for June, what's so interesting about them is that when you start trading with them, if you deposit 200 US dollars, they will give you 200 free, up to a maximum of 500. So dun pa lang matu 2x you know whatever you've invested. So there, I hope that information like this is something that helps you. Tools and exchanges like that are there naman also to somehow give you avenues on how you can actually also deploy this knowledge. So that's it for now. This is Marvin Gurmo. I hope this video helps you trade well, trade strong, trade smart. See you all again soon, guys, and God bless you all.